It is the Utectic Sports Network. We are at the half of tonight's men's matchup, Baptist Bible in town. Assistant Sports Information Director Greg Tadish. As we talk at the half, it is Grant Harper, our guest today, a 6'1" guard out of the Springfield area. And let's start with what you guys have gone through over the holiday. How was the holiday in general? Did you get much Thanksgiving dinner? You guys were so busy with basketball. Did it feel like a holiday for you at all?
Right. Believe it or not, we did not get to go home for Thanksgiving, but we did get to do what we love, that being basketball. We were fed plenty of pizza, but we did get some Thanksgiving food. Our coach had one of his chefs make us some Thanksgiving feast, and it got the job done for sure.
How tough was that stretch you guys were in of 3 games in 4 days, and I think tonight is 5 games in 8 days? Do you like that workload, or would you rather spread that out a little more?
I mean, you can never get enough basketball, but tough to say that we're a little bit worn out as of recent. But yeah, we've been playing quite a bit. But we're just hoping we can get that first win started, get a start, get relief off our chest, and go from there.
Give me kind of the state of the union of this team right now. 0-8 doesn't look that great. You know that. I don't need to sit here and tell you that. Right. What's the vibe around the team, though? What do you guys talk about in the locker room? Just kind of what's your feeling around the team right now?
I mean, yeah, we're 0-8, but we know we shouldn't be 0-8, so it's frustrating there, and we're disappointed, but we're not discouraged. We're never going to have that losing mindset. We go into every game thinking we can win and we want to win. We're going to win, so we're just going to continue that, and at this point, it's once we get one, then that's going to start a little streak for us, so it's just getting that one started.
Shouldn't be 0-8. Is there a game out there that you've played that you felt you kind of let get away that maybe should be that first win that isn't?
Definitely that William Baptist game, big conference game. They're a really good team in our conference. I feel like we definitely had that one. We made a big run and then just kind of fell apart there at the end. But definitely that one for sure.
I'm a big numbers guy, and early on, you guys were not shooting the basketball well. That has changed a little bit lately. I think in the 3 games you played last week, you actually shot around 46% as a team. That's not bad at all. Right. Why hasn't that translated, though, in wins in your mind?
I mean, we're having trouble turning the ball over, and 2 big things is turnovers and offensive rebounds, and those for sure have played a role. When you're getting beat on both those parts, not a good chance you're going to win the game no matter how well you shoot. So at first it was our shooting, so once we get that figured out, which we have been, we're a streaky team once we start shooting it well, and once we work on those other things like turnovers and offensive reboundings, I think the sky's the limit for us.
Even though at the end of the games you're still looking up on the board and you got less points than the other guys for their first 8, does it feel like the shooting, when you're in games, does it feel like the shooting has been better?
When you look at the end score, it does not, but the stat sheet says it has. So if we can just clean up those offensive rebounds and turnovers for sure, I think we're going to start figuring some things out.
Our At the Half segment for tonight's matchup with Baptist Bible. Grant Harper, our guest, and we'll play a little good news, bad news for you because you were talking about turnovers. And, yeah, you got the ball in your hands a lot. You're a guard. You're responsible for bringing the ball up the floor. And you guys are averaging 21 turnovers a game. You're on the hook for about 5 of those a game. Right. How tough is that number to look at from a guy whose responsibility it is to not turn it over when you're averaging like 4.9 a night?
Right. It's frustrating, don't get me wrong. We've had trouble with the press breaker, I have for sure, and that's something we're going to work on, continue working on, and yeah, that number is going to go down for sure. That's not going to keep it up.
On the good side of things for you, you're only averaging 4 a night, but I don't get the sense that your responsibility and that you need to take a ton of shots, that you need to score a ton of points, but you're averaging over 6.5 assists a game. That is a rock solid number. How happy have you been with ball distribution and when you find guys, they've been hitting shots?
Yeah, 6 is a good number, but when you look at my turnovers, that's
don't go back to the bad thing. Let's talk just about the assists.
Yeah, but being the point guard, I got to be better floor general for sure. Got to clean up those turnovers, and they will. That's going to come. I'm going to definitely get that in check. As a team, we will, and we're going to keep hitting shots, so that assist number could go up. But if we're not winning games, none of that matters. So it's going to come down to whether I may need to shoot the ball more, which I feel like I should, and definitely clean up my turnovers. And those 2 things, we're gonna start winning games.
Do you sense that guys are comfortable with the shot? I think you're shooting, you personally, 59% from the floor, but you haven't taken a ton.
Right.
Are guys generally feeling that, hey, when I'm open, it's going in, because early on it wasn't. It started to change a little lately, but do you get the sense that guys are comfortable and confident with shots?
Yeah, I feel like we're a confident team. We've got, a lot of shot makers, a lot of shot takers for sure, and we just got to get in a rhythm. Once we catch that rhythm, we'll get going. And me personally, I got to take the open looks when it's there. Like you said, I'm shooting 50%. So if I can start opening us up a little bit, we'll start getting some better shots, and we'll start hitting.
There was a big discussion, and I've kind of gone through the roster. I started with the senior group, and now I've hit the sophomore. I think we'll talk with Dwight Newsom coming up for Saturday's matchup this coming weekend, and then the freshman group. And I know there's a lot of underclassmen, and cohesiveness was one of the big topics we talked about with the senior groups. It's like, well, these freshmen and sophomore kind of got to blend in. How has that been in your mind as far as comfort level with the guys? And you talked about being a floor general. Do you sense the cohesion is there between the younger group and then the four seniors?
Yeah, off the court, we're all best friends. These guys are my brothers for sure. But as far as going on the court, yeah, our chemistry is going to come. It's a work in progress. We're young, then there's some older guys, and I think what confidence comes with is winning. So when we get that first win, I think a lot of it's going to connect and bring us together.
Well, you've been brothers on the floor with one particular guy a little bit longer, and Mason Bailey. I know he's your roommate, and you're both hail from near the Springfield area with an opponent in town tonight with Baptist Bible. And he was telling me during his sit-down interview this was a big-time game that he was looking forward to. How long have you had this one circled on your calendar?
Yeah, quite a bit for sure. I know we visit there in Springfield, so that one will be just as meaningful, close to my family. But as far as playing what you call a rival, yeah, every game's big at this point, so I feel like this game's just as meaningful as the others. But, yeah, this one will be a little more special to get that first win.
Do you know a lot of guys that play for that squad over there?
No, plenty of them. Yeah, I played them in high school, so I'll know them. They'll know me, Mason too, and shoot, I hope we come out on the winning side.
Great to see you. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.
That's Grant Harper, our At the Half segment. Greg Tadish with you. Back to the College Cast crew. Stats from the first half coming up after this.